light rests on the window frame, wooden lines in quiet air. The day moves slowly past the glass out there, but here it feels just right. The table holds a gentle warmth from cups and passing hands. A notebook waits without a rush or plans that need to happen fast. Rustic windows, warm hearts, soft light on the floor. The world can move outside the door, but not here anymore. I work within this quiet glow and stay. Rustic windows, warm hearts. The piano hums in amber tones that never press too far. It leaves my thoughts enough of space where they are to form without a push. A voice drifts softly through the room like sunlight on a chair. It lingers just enough to warm the air, but never takes control. Rustic windows, warm hearts, steady, calm and clear. Nothing here is asking me to hurry anywhere. I move within a softer pace and breathe. Rustic windows, warm hearts. Outside a breeze moves through the trees, across a cobbled street. Its motion feels already slow and sweet from where I sit and write. My thoughts align like wooden beams, strong, simple and straight. Each idea finds a patient place to wait until it's ready to begin. The bass walks gently through the room in steps that feel secure. It keeps the ground beneath my work for sure without demanding more. The afternoon grows warmer still across the aging floor. The light begins to shift its shape once more, but keeps its golden tone. There's comfort in the steady air, no pressure in the sound. The hours settle quietly around the work beneath my hands. Rustic windows, warm hearts. Afternoon in bloom, a steady glow of vintage sound fills this wooden room. I carry calm into the day and start. Rustic windows, warm hearts. The light leans in colors on the pane, dust and quiet gold. The afternoon leans gently in and holds a warmth that doesn't fade. The wooden table keeps its calm from years of passing time. A notebook opens patiently in line with thoughts that come and go. Rustic windows, warm hearts, soft light in the air. The world can wander far outside, but I am steady here. I work within this mellow glow and stay. Rustic windows, warm hearts. The piano moves in rounded tones that never press too hard. It leaves my thinking room to grow and start without a sense of rush. A voice arrives like afternoon. It settles, then grows thin. It doesn't pull the silence close, it lets the quiet stretch and breathe. Rustic windows, warm hearts, steady, slow, and kind. Nothing here is pushing me or my mind. I move within a softer pace and breathe. Rustic windows, warm hearts. Outside, a breeze slips down the street past stone and iron rails. Its motion feels already calm and pale from where the sunlight falls. My thoughts align like wooden beams, strong, patient, and straight. Each idea finds a gentle space to wait until it feels complete. The bass walks lightly through the room in steps that feel secure. It keeps the ground beneath my work for sure, without demanding speed. A cup grows lighter in my hand, the warmth begins to fade, yet something steady still remains unmade, a quiet inner ease. The hours move in amber waves across the aging floor. The light shifts slowly on the wall once more, but keeps its mellow tone. There's comfort in the simple air, no pressure in the sound. The world outside keeps moving on around, but not inside this room. I gather focus like a thread that weaves through what I do. It holds the calm within my hands and through each line that takes its place. Rustic windows, warm hearts, golden afternoon. A steady flow of vintage sound fills this wooden room. I carry calm into my work and start. Rustic windows, warm heart. The sunlight stays. lingers on the wooden frame, falling slow and wide. The afternoon leans gently inside, through glass that holds the sky, without a need to speak. The table carries softened marks from years of quiet use. A notebook rests in patient light, no excuse to hurry what I write, or rush the open page. Wooden windows, open hearts, amber on the floor. The world may move beyond the street, but not through this door. I settle in this gentle glow and stay. Wooden windows, open hearts. The piano shapes a rounded chord that breathes and fades away. It leaves a space between the notes to stay, where thoughts can land and rest without a sudden turn. A voice drifts in like softened wind across a quiet room. It warms the air without a need to bloom, or rise above the work that waits beneath my hands. Wooden windows, open hearts, calm and steady air. Nothing here is pulling me anywhere. I move within a slower frame and breathe. Wooden windows, open hearts. Outside, a shadow crosses stone along a narrow lane. The movement feels already soft and plain. From where the daylight falls across the wooden chair, my thoughts align in gentle rows like grain within the wood. Each idea finds a natural line where it should, and settles into place without a push or strain. The bass walks low beneath the chords in steps that feel secure. It keeps the ground beneath my work for sure. A steady pulse that stays and never rushes on. The cup has cooled beside my notes, its warmth now barely there. Yet something steady fills the space and air, a comfort in the room that quiets what I do. The hours fold in amber light across the aging wall. The glow shifts slowly through the day and falls in patterns on the floor that move without a sound. There's ease within the wooden air, no weight upon the sound. The outside world continues on around, but not inside this calm where focus feels at home. I gather patience like soft light that rests along the pane. It threads itself through what I do again, and keeps my working hand steady, warm and slow. Wooden windows, open hearts, afternoon at ease, a vintage glow of gentle sound moves through the breeze. I carry quiet into my work and start. Wooden windows, open hearts. The daylight fades but stays inside. Ember settles on the sill, dust turning slow in air. The afternoon leans quietly from there across the wooden grain and into where I sit. The table holds a steady calm from seasons long before. A notebook opens carefully once more, its pages wide and still without demanding speed. Rust on the hinges, warmth in the room, sunlight soft and low. The world may move along the street, but I don't need to go. I stay within this quiet tone and start. Rust on the hinges, warmth in the room. The piano shapes a golden chord that lingers without strain. It leaves a breathing space between each refrain, where thoughts can take their time and settle into form. A voice drifts softly like a breeze through curtains worn and thin. It warms the corners of the room within, but never draws attention from the work beneath my hand. Rust on the hinges, warmth in the room, steady, clear and kind. Nothing here is pressing me or my mind. I move within a slower flow and breathe. Rust on the hinges, warmth in the room. Outside, the sky moves pale and wide above the narrow lane. Its motion feels already calm again. From where the window frames the passing afternoon, my thoughts align like beams of oak, strong, simple and straight. Each idea finds its patient place to wait until it feels complete and ready to be formed. The
bass walks gently through the air in steps that feel secure. It grounds the rhythm of my work for sure. A pulse that never pushes or leans ahead of time. The cup has cooled beside my notes. A trace of warmth remains, yet something steady fills the room and stays. A comfort in the quiet that softens what I do. The hours bend in golden arcs across the aging floor. The light begins to shift its shape once more, but keeps its mellow tone and rests along the wall. There's ease inside the wooden air, no tension in the sound. The world beyond continues on around, but here the calm remains unbroken by the day. I gather focus like warm light that lingers on the pane. It threads itself through every task again, and keeps my steady hands moving slow and sure. Rust on the hinges, warmth in the room, afternoon at rest. A vintage glow of quiet sound supports my gentle quest. I carry calm into my work and start. Rust on the hinges, warmth in the room. The light grows thin but never leaves. Coffee steam fades into light above the wooden chair. The afternoon unfolds itself in air, through glass that filters gold across the resting floor. A notebook lies beneath my hand, its pages smooth and wide. Each line invites a softer start inside. No hurry in the room, no pressure in the clock. Quiet corners, coffee steam, sun on rustic walls. The world can turn beyond the door, but not within these halls. I settle in this gentle space and stay. Quiet corners, coffee steam. The piano hums in amber tones that never lean too far. It leaves my thinking room to grow where they are, without a sudden push or rush toward the end. A voice drifts low like fading light across the wooden floor. It warms the edges of the air once more, but never claims the space that work is moving through. Quiet corners, coffee steam, calm and steady air. Nothing here is urging me anywhere. I move within a softer pace and breathe quiet corners, coffee steam. Outside, a bicycle rolls slow along the cobbled way. Its motion feels already light today. From where the sunlight falls in patterns on the wall, my thoughts collect in patient lines like grain within the wood. Each idea settles naturally as it should, without demanding speed or pulling at my mind. The bass keeps walking underneath in steps that feel secure. It steadies every quiet task for sure. A pulse that doesn't rush but stays beside the keys. The cup sits empty by my side, its warmth now memory. Yet something softer lingers on with me, a comfort in the air that steadies every page. The hours drift in golden waves across the aging beams. The light begins to soften out and seems to pause before it fades into a quieter tone. There's peace inside the rustic room, no strain within the sound. The outside world keeps moving on around, but here the calm holds fast, unshaken by the day. I gather clarity like light that rests upon the pain. It moves through every written line again and keeps my working hands steady, warm and slow. Quiet corners, coffee steam, afternoon at ease. A vintage glow of gentle sound moves with the breeze. I carry warmth into my work and start quiet corners, coffee steam. The window glows and stays.
Golden dust upon the glass drifts in quiet air. The afternoon leans softly in from there, across the wooden floor and into where I ride. The table keeps its patient tone from years of steady use. A notebook opens wide and calm, no excuse to hurry what appears across the waiting lines. Warm light on the window, gentle hearts at work. The world can wander down the street but not disturb the rhythm in this wooden room.
where I stay. Warm light on the window. The piano settles into chords that breathe and fade away. It leaves a space between each note to stay, where thoughts can gently land without a need to rush. A voice moves through like softened air. It lingers, then grows thin. It warms the corners of the room within, but never pulls attention from the page beneath my hand. Warm light on the window, calm and steady flow. Nothing here is urging me to go. I move within a slower frame and breathe. Warm light on the window. Outside, a carriage rolls along a narrow cobbled street. Its motion feels already slow and sweet, from where the sunlight rests upon the aging wall. My thoughts align like grains of oak, strong, quiet, and straight. Each idea finds its patient space to wait until it feels complete and ready to unfold. The bass walks softly through the room in steps that feel secure. It grounds the rhythm of my work for sure, a pulse that never hurries or leans ahead of time. The cup stands empty by my notes, its warmth a fading trace, yet something steady fills the air and space, a comfort in the quiet that steadies what I do. The hours drift in amber waves across the window frame. The light begins to soften out the same, but keeps its mellow glow along the wooden grain. There's ease within the rustic air, no tension in the sound. The outside world keeps turning on around, but here the calm remains unbroken by the day. I gather focus like warm dust that settles on the pane. It threads itself through every task again and keeps my working hands steady, warm, and slow. Warm light on the window, afternoon at ease. A vintage flow of gentle sound moves with the breeze. I carry calm into my work and stay. Warm light on the window, the sunlight lingers on the wood. Shadows stretch along the wall in softened shades of gold. The quiet holds the afternoon untold within its rustic frame and steady wooden lines. A cup rests near an open page, steam barely in the air. The room feels warm and patient, now aware that nothing needs to rush or press against the clock. Old wood and open windows, soft hearts in the light. The world can hum beyond the glass, out of sight. I settle in this gentle tone and stay. Old wood and open windows. The piano hums in rounded keys that never push too far. It leaves my thoughts enough of space where they are to gather into shape without a sudden turn. A voice arrives like faded sun across the wooden beams. It warms the quiet atmosphere and seems to float but never claim the center of the room. Old wood and open windows, calm and even air. Nothing here is asking me to care about the rush outside. I breathe and let it pass. Outside, the street moves gently on with distant rolling wheels. Its motion feels already slow and feels removed from where I sit in amber afternoon. My thoughts collect like falling dust across a polished floor. Each idea finds its proper place and more, without a sense of strain or hurry in its line. The bass walks low beneath the chords and steps that never race. It keeps the ground beneath my work in place, a steady, quiet guide that doesn't lean ahead. The coffee's warmth has left the cup, but comfort still remains. It lingers in the wooden air and gains a softness in the room that steadies what I write. The hours bend in golden arcs across the aged beams. The light begins to mellow down and seems to pause before it fades into a softer tone. There's peace within the aging walls, no pressure in the sound. The outside world continues on around, but here the calm holds fast, unbroken by the day. I gather patience like a glow that rests upon the pane. It moves through every line I write again and keeps my steady hands my quiet quest. I carry warmth into my work and stay. Old wood and open windows. The room stays warm after the amber hours along the glass light falling soft and white. The afternoon leans patiently inside, through frames of aging oak and on to where I sit. A notebook waits in steady calm, its pages pale and still. Each line invites a careful start at will. No tension in the air, no urgency to move. Amber hours, quiet notes, warmth across the floor. The world may move beyond the door, but not once more. Inside this wooden calm where I remain. Amber hours, quiet notes. The piano shapes a mellow chord that lingers without strain. It leaves a breathing space between each refrain, where thoughts can slowly land and form without a push. A voice drifts low like softened light across the rustic room. It warms but never overwhelms the bloom of silence in the air that steadies every line. Amber hours, quiet notes, calm and steady flow. Nothing here is urging me to go. I move within a slower pace and breathe. Amber hours, quiet notes. Outside the sky begins to fade towards softer shades of blue. Its motion feels already slow from view of where the sunlight rests on wooden window frames. My thoughts align like woven grain, strong, simple and clear. Each idea finds a natural line right here, without demanding speed or racing toward an end. The bass keeps walking underneath in steps that never rush. It steadies every quiet task as such, a pulse that doesn't press but holds the rhythm true. The cup grows cool beside my hand, its warmth a memory, yet something softer lingers on with me, a comfort in the air that steadies what I do. The hours drift in golden waves across the aging beams. The light begins to soften out and seems to pause before it fades into a muted tone. There's ease within the rustic room, no strain upon the sound. The world beyond keeps turning on around. but here the calm remains, unshaken by the day. I gather clarity like dust that rests upon the pane. It threads itself through every line again, and keeps my working hands steady, warm and sure. Amber hours, quiet notes, afternoon at ease. A vintage glow of gentle sound moves with the breeze. I carry calm into my work and stay. Amber hours, quiet notes, the light grows soft, but does not leave. Warm frames hold the fading light across the window's edge. The afternoon unfolds itself and pledges a quiet kind of calm within the wooden room. A notebook rests beneath my palm, its pages wide and pale. Each line appears without a push or tail that needs to hurry on before its time has come. Warm frame, steady hands, sun across the grain. The world can move beyond the street like rain, but here the calm holds fast, and I remain. Warm frame, steady hands. Piano hums in rounded tones that never press too far. It leaves my thinking room to grow where they are, without a sudden rush or need to prove the pace. A voice drifts gently through the air like light across the floor. It warms the edges of the room once more, but never claims the space that work is moving through. Warm frame, steady hands, calm and even air. Nothing here is pulling me anywhere. I move within a slower frame and breathe. Warm frame, steady hands. Outside, the street continues on with distant rolling sound. Its motion feels already soft and bound to somewhere far away from where I sit and write. My thoughts collect like falling leaves across a wooden beam. Each each idea settles naturally and seems to find its proper place without a push or strain. The bass walks low beneath the keys in steps that never race. It grounds the rhythm of my work in place, a pulse that stays beside and doesn't hurry on. The cup sits empty by my side, its warmth now barely there, yet something steady fills the room and air, a comfort in the quiet that steadies every line. The hours bend in amber arcs across the rustic walls. The light begins to soften down and falls in patterns on the floor that move without a sound. There's peace within the wooden air, no pressure in the tone. The outside world keeps turning on alone, but here the calm holds firm, unbroken by the day. I gather patience like warm dust that rests along the pane. It threads itself through what I do again and keeps my steady hands working calm and sure. Warm frames, steady hands, afternoon at rest, a vintage stream of gentle sound supports my quiet quest. I carry warmth into my work and stay. Warm frame, steady hands. The window glows in quiet gold. Light slips through the rustic frame across the wooden grain. The afternoon leans quietly again into the waiting room where steady silence lives. A cup rests near an open page, its warmth now soft and thin. The table holds a patient calm within. No signal asking me to hurry what I write. Rustic frames and open hearts, soft glow on the floor. The world can turn beyond the street and more, but here the rhythm stays unmoved by passing time. Rustic frames and open hearts. The piano shapes a mellow line that rises then recedes. It leaves a gentle space between the leaves, where thoughts can gather slow and form without a strain. A voice voice drifts low like quiet smoke through beams of amber light. It warms the corners of the room just right, but never claims the space that work is moving through. Rustic frames and open hearts, calm and steady air. Nothing here is pressing me to care. About the rush outside I breathe and let it fade. Rustic frames and open hearts. Outside the sky begins to pale above the narrow lane. Its motion feels already soft and plain. From where the window holds the slowly shifting day, my thoughts align like woven oak, strong, simple and true. Each idea finds a natural line to move, without demanding speed or racing toward the end. The bass walks gently through the room in steps that never race. It grounds the rhythm of my work in place, a pulse that stays beside and doesn't lean ahead. The cup stands empty by my side, its warmth a fading trace, yet something steady fills the air and space, a comfort in the quiet that steadies every task. The hours fold in golden arcs across the wooden beams. The light begins to mellow down and seems to pause before it slips into a softer shade. There's ease within the aging walls, no strain upon the tone. The outside world continues on alone, but here the calm remains unbroken by the clock. I gather focus like warm light that settles on the pane. It threads itself through every line again, and keeps my working hands moving calm and sure. Rustic frames and open hearts, afternoon at rest. A vintage stream of gentle sound supports my quiet quest. I carry calm into my